There are superheroes and there are supervillains. But what if a powerful superhero, a beacon of good, is forced to be a supervillain against his will, turning him into a threat that could conquer the entire world? His name was Ever-Burning Light. Ever-Burning Light's speed and strength inspired millions of people. He, unlike so many other superheroes, was completely transparent, going on after-school television programs and talking to everybody about being a good citizen. "You might not have superpowers like me," Ever-Burning Light said, speeding around the studio, giving flowers to every single woman. "But you can be a superhero in your own life. Always remember that," Ever-Burning Light said. "No matter what challenge you face, you can be a superhero just like me." He smiled his perfect white smile, and then the studio session ended. "Cut," the director said. "Thanks again." Ever-Burning Light smiled a big smile and shook the director's hand. "Thank you. Thanks, everybody." He waved at the studio audience, who gave him a round of applause, and Ever-Burning Light sped out of the room. He didn't have the best super speed. He could only run at a couple 100 miles per hour, but that was enough for Ever-Burning Light. He was also strong. Not the strongest, but strong enough. Ever-Burning Light always thought that being a superhero is more about what you did with your superpowers than having the best superpower in the world. He stopped 3 robberies, saved a school bus full of children from crashing, and finally stood at the top of the building in his city. His city, his little city in the middle of the United States, was safer than all the cities protected by the big superheroes. That was something that Ever-Burning Light could truly understand. His hard work, his dedication, and showing up every single day made his city great, made his city truly. Ever-Burning Light felt it then. A darkness. It was a shadow that got a little too long, longer and longer and longer. He clenched his fist. "All right, supervillain," Ever-Burning Light said, cracking his knuckles. It had been a while since he'd fought a supervillain, but he was ready. Was it the Snatcher, or Longman, or out of the shadows? He stepped out. As soon as Ever-Burning Light saw the man made out of shadow, his stomach dropped. The thing walked out of the shadows, dripping black shadowy goop onto the rooftop as the sun set, and the shadow got longer and longer and longer. The only thing in the shadow was 2 bulbous white eyes looking at Ever-Burning Light with deep amusement. His shadowy mouth opened, a wide mouth, and said, "I can be a superhero too?" He smiled a little bit. Ever-Burning Light knew that this thing was more powerful than anything he had faced. He wouldn't let him stop it. He sprinted towards him at super speed and punched him with all of his might. And yet, the bulbous white eyes simply looked down at the fist, then up at Ever-Burning Light. They narrowed in rage. Ever-Burning Light said, and suddenly the shadows grabbed Ever-Burning Light's head and pushed him deeper and deeper into the shadowy mass. Ever-Burning Light screamed, "No!" He tried to claw out with super strength, but there was no use. The shadows were everywhere, in his eyes, in his mouth, in his ears, and Ever-Burning Light went into endless darkness, forever. The dark room was, well, dark, incredibly dark. There was no source of light. Ever-Burning Light held his hand up to his face, and yet he couldn't see it. He was breathing, his pulse was racing, so he knew he wasn't dead, and yet he was inside the supervillain, somehow. A door in the room opened, and Ever-Burning Light covered his eyes. The light was too bright. He heard the villain's voice. "Welcome, I'm Darkness Man." Ever-Burning Light uncovered his eyes and looked at the incredibly normal-looking man in the room with him. "You're the only one who can see me like this. Usually, whenever I bring people in, they die from the transformation." Darkness Man chuckled a little bit, looking at Ever-Burning Light. "But I just wanted to prove something. Prove something that those silly Golden Dawn superheroes can't understand." Golden Dawn? If Darkness Man had fought Golden Dawn's superhero team, Ever-Burning Light was in way over his head. Those people only intervened when the world was genuinely in danger. Darkness Man. Why didn't he know anything about him? You fought Golden Dawn?" Ever-Burning Light said. "Did you—" "Shh," Darkness Man said. A tendril of darkness, a tentacle with a human hand on it, went right up to Ever-Burning Light's lips. "You're going to do a few things for me," Darkness Man said. "And if you don't, well..." Out of the darkness, Ever-Burning Light's girlfriend materialized out of black goop. His heart sank. Jesse? Ever-burning light said, turning towards Darkness Man. If you hurt her, I'll... Or what? Darkness Man said. He went from his normal form into complete darkness, covering ever-burning light. Do you know how easy it would be to take your life away? I've taken so many superheroes' lives. And ever-burning light saw it in the darkness. Skeleton after skeleton after skeleton. Dead superheroes. But what's the point of just killing them to prove that I'm stronger? Darkness Man said. No. I want to take the most arrogant, most stuck-up superheroes. The ones who do after-school specials and lecture everybody about being a hero. And, well, ever-burning light appeared in front of the city center. The center of his city, surrounded by buildings. It was days later. People on the street even waved at him. They knew that he was their superhero, and yet, why was he here? In his ear, Darkness Man said, Jessie's at work. Normal. She's worried about you, but is going about her business the best she can. Did she tell you that she's 6 weeks late on her period yet? Ever-burning light felt it. His girlfriend was pregnant. He would be a father, but he didn't want to learn like this. He didn't want to know like this. Darkness Man whispered in his ear. How many people should I make you kill so I don't kill your girlfriend? Why don't we start with one? Ever-burning light looked at the people, the innocent people looking at him in the street. No, Ever-burning light said. I won't do it. I figured you would say that. He heard Jessie scream from somewhere. She screamed in pain. She's got a beautiful neck. It would be a shame if I... No, Ever-burning light said. Please, just keep her safe. People looked at him on the street like he was a madman, but Ever-burning light looked at the citizens, looked at them with pity in his eyes. Anyone can be a superhero. That's what he had said not so long ago, and yet... Ever-burning light sprinted as fast as he could and punched through the chest of a man on the street. Everybody watched him. They saw him punch through the chest. The man looked at Ever-burning light in his eyes. Why? The man said. Ever-burning light's fist was covered in blood, his eyes filled with tears. I'm sorry, Ever-burning light said. Good, Darkness Man said. And suddenly the street was gone. He was back in the dark room with the man in average-looking clothing and bulbous eyes looking at him. Was that so hard? Darkness Man said. Ever-burning light broke down in tears. Let me go, he said. I did what you said. Just keep her safe. Keep my girlfriend out of it. Let's just fight like men. Come on. We have to... Fight like men? Darkness Man said. The worst pain Ever-burning light ever felt happened when the darkness surrounded him and crushed him, breaking every one of his super strong bones. He screamed in agony as Darkness Man's shadowy form loomed over him. His forked tongue of darkness was a blade, caressing Ever-burning light's neck. All I have to do is cut your jugular. Do you give up? Do you still want to fight like men? This was a nightmare. His worst nightmare. Ever-burning light couldn't do it anymore. He screamed out in pain on his broken bones, and suddenly he was back, normal, in the middle of the dark room, sitting across from the man in normal clothes. How could he defeat him? Something about this room, how they always had to go back to it. Ever-burning light thought it through, but Darkness Man just smiled. Why don't we switch to 10? Good luck. Ever-burning light appeared in the middle of an office. People in the office immediately were terrified. His hand was covered in blood, just like it had been before. They screamed, running for the exit. I'm sorry, Ever-burning light said. He tried to think of a way out of it. He ran towards the office workers as if he was about to kill them, but then suddenly pivoted direction. Hey, Darkness Man said. But Ever-burning light jumped out the window, crashing through it, falling down out of the window. Suddenly he appeared in the room full of darkness. Darkness Man was deeply upset. What did I tell you about doing what I say? Ever-burning light looked at Darkness Man in the eyes. He looked at him and truly understood what he meant. He thought about Jessie, the woman he loved. He thought about what it meant to kill for the first time. You want to know why you don't negotiate with terrorists? Ever-burning light said. Darkness Man turned into his true form, huge and jagged, horrifying, but Ever-burning light simply sat, calm, looking at Darkness Man deep in the eyes. Because once you coalesce to their demands, they never stop. He looked at Darkness Man, truly understood him. Golden Dawn defeated you not by punching you harder, didn't they? Darkness Man screamed out in rage. They didn't do that! But Ever-burning light looked at him and smiled. If you want to kill Jessie and my unborn child, Ever-burning light felt it. The true weight of letting his girlfriend go. But he understood that that's what she would have wanted. And he looked into Darkness Man's eyes without fear. Then go ahead, kill her. I'm not playing your game anymore. Darkness Man screamed in rage. Every bone of Ever-Burning Light's body broke. He heard Jesse's screams of death, but Ever-Burning Light didn't coalesce. He simply sat there and waited. And then, somehow, the illusion around Ever-Burning Light faded. Ever-Burning Light was back on the rooftop somehow. He was standing there with the normal-looking man with the bulbous eyes who was screaming at him in rage, poking into his chest. "That's not fair," the man with the bulbous eyes said. "I crafted the illusion perfectly." Ever-Burning Light held the man up, choking him over the edge of the building. "Darkness Man." "Right," Ever-Burning Light said. "You just do illusions, don't you? The darkness, the pain, it isn't real." And Darkness Man clawed at Ever-Burning Light's fingers, which were super strong. He kicked wildly in the air. "You gonna be a killer?" Darkness Man said. "Are you gonna be a killer going against what you said in TV? Come on, don't you?" Ever-Burning Light let him go, dropping him off the building. He listened to Darkness Man's cries as he fell down off the skyscraper. He remembered what he told those people about how you can be a superhero in every moment. Ever-Burning Light closed his eyes and activated his super speed. He ran down the building as fast as he could, broke out of the window, and caught Darkness Man, crashing into another building, getting cut on every part of his body, and yet saving Darkness Man's life. Darkness Man was laughing and crying. He struggled to his feet and tried to escape, but Ever-Burning Light, with the last bit of his strength, punched him in the back of the knee, breaking his leg, leaving Darkness Man in a destroyed office building. They panted on the floor. Ever-Burning Light asked a question. "Jesse? Is she?" "Oh," Darkness Man said. "That's the best part. You became a killer, and I never even kidnapped her." He laughed, a deep, maniacal laugh. And even though Ever-Burning Light had won, even though he'd stopped the mad illusionist that was Darkness Man, he wept. Because his perfect record, his superhero message, was permanently stained by the blood on the glove of his costume.